Just start anytime when you're ready, ha?
Yes, sir. But
Okay,
sir,
sir.
nag-set up kami, sir.
Kana isbog.
Uy,
Okay.
luka ni, uy. Kasi
Di na.
Di na.
Okay.
Safe na.
Adi man.
Ano lang, di lang tandaan.
Bawal gimutan.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
Wala
Wala
ka
pa.
pangandaw.
Wait lang, sir, kay sino?
Okay ra na. Sinaw kayo. Okay ra na, sinaw.
Sige,
Okay.
Sure.
Don't forget to introduce your name first, ha?
Okay po.
Okay po, sir.
Full screen.
What ang kwan? Full screen? Isang kita na dito.
Kuan.
Isang kita. Ano?
Share, sa yung share desktop. Hinay kayong internet ay ngano man eh. Loading kayo.
Naman. Pero loading na.
Loading kayo.
Nag-loading pag yun, sir.
Loading kayo, sir.
Lagi no, hinay ganina ra ni mo nang wala lang sa kung nag-attempt og ano wa jud hinay kay siya dugay kay makasend. Loading jud. Gitry pod nako loading. I cannot even share. Medyo hinay. Yeah, sige, pwede man kana na lang. Diha na lang. If you want to.
Cloud po ang kuwan, sir. Lapit.
Sige. I will wait na lang.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
It's okay.
So,
Makita, sir.
Makita, sir.
Same.
Good evening, sir. I am Janmark F. Dulce.
Ay, Maria May Sharot.
And the mother will be the birthday, sir.
So, we
Okay.
are working on Cook It Up food recommendation system.
Okay.
Which is sir loading it, sir.
Sige lang.
So, first we introduce our system first, which is cooking recipe recommendation system. It is an interactive mobile application on a consumer smartphone. So our object here, sir, is to create assisting application for the for those people who wants to cook. So that's the main purpose of our application. The proposed system uses TensorFlow algorithm using fast RCNN. So we'll discuss about TensorFlow later, sir, and fast RCNN. And our object detection network model that is composed of feature extraction network to identify food ingredients where users simply pointing a smartphone's built-in camera at food ingredients. So magamit og kuan, sir, mag-scan lang ang scan lang ang ingredients. Tapos once ma-scan sa smartphone ang ingredient, makuha siya ma-recognize. Tapos mo to sir nga ma-fetch or makuantanan manip tawag ganun ba?
Maisa.
Maisa tanan ang kuan data. Once maisa tanan ang data,
Comment siya.
mag-recommend siya og kuan recipe.
Problem statements. First is the person who wants to cook is having a hard time to think of recipe to cook. And second, there are limited ingredients at home. Third is inexperienced people in cooking is having a difficult on what to cook due to the lack of ingredients and experience in cooking.
Explain.
I explained that. So our system nga application na buhaton sir is mag-generate siya og kuan dish or kanang pagkaon according sa iyang availability nga ingredients sa balay sa iyang na-scan kung sa to yung na-detect dito then mag-generate siya kung unsay pwede maluto ato.
So this is the project goals and objectives of our system. So the general objectives. A cooking recommendation app that will recommend recipes based on the available or inputted recipe ingredients by the user. So this will help those people who lacks on experience in cooking, including those people who are experienced in cooking but can't think of recipe to cook. So naay time sir nga maglibog man jud ang tao kung sa iyang lutuon. So kaya siya nagadepend na siya sa available nga ingredients nga naa siya. So ang mga application kay mao ni siya ang magtabang sa iya para makakita siya recipe nga mag-swak dito sa ingredients nga naa siya. Available.
Specific objectives. So these are the specific objectives, sir. To accept ingredients and store it to repository using SQLite database or using OCR or API. So sa imong na-suggest pwede sir mag-Bisaya na sir no. Katong last time sir nga imong ingon sir nga katong like maggamit niyo og algorithm about sa katong mag-scan kay nakuha na mo sir nga ang OCR mo sir is mainly for text OCR. So kani sir kani mo formats dapat ko ani ang kamong gigamit sir is kuan object recognition and detection. Nganong lahi ang detection of recognition sir? In a sense nga lahi di sila sir kay ang object recognition is mao na siya ang final phase sa object detection kay once first step mag-detect sa siya, once ma-detect na niya i-recognize niya mo to ang recognition will classify that object into class kung unsa siya nga klase. So mo to sir nga among na sabutan nga magamit mi og TensorFlow along with the fast RCNN or the fast
RCNN. Fast RCNN module.
convolutional neural
Network.
yes sir.
R is is it recursive?
I think sir base o nakalimutan sa pangalan sir.
Basin RNN na recursive neural network under convolutional neural network.
RCNN.
RCN
Fast RCNN. Fast RCNN.
sorry ano
Fast RCNN.
So it's lahi siya sa RNN.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
RCNN na mong
Sige. Okay, sige. Because I know an RNN
sir ganang region based sir.
okay.
Region-based convolutional neural network.
Because there is also RNN under CNN, so which is recursive neural network. It's also a faster algorithm to detect an object for processing. Sige. Anyway, you will be using our CNN. That's I guess what's your study is all about naman based on your whatever you have brainstormed. O sige, you continue before ko maghatag og comment.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
yes.
So, ikaw. To recommend a recipe using hybrid recommendation system with convolutional neural network object recognition algorithm along with TensorFlow API framework. So, this is what I mean, sir, nga nagamit niyo og TensorFlow along with the CNN and sa kwan, sir, when it comes to recommendation system, we use hybrid approach. So now we have different concern recommendation system. We have three types of recommendation system. The first one is the content based, and the second one is the collaborative approach. So we use the hybrid recommendation system. It is the combination of both. To the first one is to recommend a specific recipe based on the ingredients, while the uh,
Content based.
collaborative approach is recommend a recipe that is related to the ingredient. So with that, sir, we come up with a decision nga isan lang namo siya, which is the hybrid. So the combination of related and the specific recommendation, along with the help of the TensorFlow API and CNN. The third one is to provide an accurate recommendation system based on the inputted ingredients from the user and object recognition, which is the scanner. So, yes, sir. Mahal to, sir. So,
Sige, say continue unya na ko mag-ano.
So this is the scope and limitation. Cookit application that will provide a suggested recipe for the inputted ingredients by the user. Cookit will provide the recipe, ingredients, description, procedures, and estimated servings for the specific recipe. User can add their own recipe to the system. The application can also recommend recipes for the specific meal. This application can be accessed offline so the user can still use this app without connecting to the internet.
So this is the project framework, sir. So in figure 1, the process, the input, process, and output. First is the person. After user install the application, sir. First is the input. They input their personal information, like their like ko answer, like your use I names and favorites kanang usay lang ganahan na lutoon, like kilig sila og kanang dessert or kanang matamis ana.
sige, next. So the next figure for IPO is the so this is the concern main process when it's after filling up those personal information. So the user have two approach for this system. First, he or she can text or input text in the system directly, and the second one is through detection or scanning. So the first part, which is the text input. So after that, in this path, we have our query. Once the data is queried, it will be transferred into the database. And the second approach is the object recognition. So after the object is detected in the system or scanned, the TensorFlow API will takes place or will recognize the image, and after that we recommend or the system will recommend the related and specific recipe for the ingredients. So after that, it will be stored in the database and output it as information for the user.
So the third figure is the object detection and recognition. So it involves the following: the scanning. So the scanning is the first phase of the fast or CNN object detection and recognition, where object is scanned through the use of mobile phone camera. So the object must be scanned in a place with good lighting so that it can be identified accurately. So the second one is the object detection. So object detection of the fast RCN and object detection and recognition. So it locates the presence of object with a bounding box indicating the position and scale of every instance of each object category. So the third one is the segmentation. So the segmentation of the fast RCN and object detection and recognition separates an image into regions that have similar characteristics. So the fourth one is the feature extraction. So it is the process and transform the image into raw data into numerical features and grids. So the last one is the recognition. Recognition gives where the grids are compared if the given data is similar to the data sets in the database while classifying its class.
So in a concern, the figure 3, the scanning process will be through camera of the smartphones or mobile devices, and the object detection will take place wherein it detects the object. The segmentation will extract the image into regions, so it will classify the image and divide it into regions. After that, it will be extract as data grids in the data sets, and after that, it will recognize and classify its class.
So this is the document analysis and interpretation, sir, of the different application. So the application that we compared is Supercook, Big Oven, Me Lime, Side Chef, and our system Cook It. So the features is cloud-based account login, object recognition scanner, edit detected ingredients, hybrid recommendation and algorithm. Users can get a recipe for the ingredients availability, flutter fetch data from internet, can add own recipe, free full features access, smart search and filter, and flash mail. So in Supercook, the cloud-based account,
They don't have
they don't have a
cloud-based
cloud-based
account.
account, and they don't have object recognition scanner. They don't have edit detected ingredients. They they have hybrid recommendation algorithm, and also users can get a recipe from the ingredients availability. And also they have also a smart search and filter. In Big Oven, they have cloud-based account login, object recognition scanner, hybrid recommendation algorithm. Users can get recipe for the ingredients availability, and smart search and filter. And the rest are they don't have. In Mealime, they have a cloud-based account login, hybrid recommendation algorithm, can add on recipe, and smart search and filter. Side Chef, cloud, they can they have cloud-based account login, hybrid recommendation algorithm, and smart search and filter. And the cook it is have it all.
To support all features. So the methodology of our system is just like this, sir. It's an agile methodology. So first step, we have our preparation. So it is the mapping process to determine. So it is the this is the starting point of our actual point of our project. The second phase will be the prototype, which includes the design along with the technical operations in the system. The execution will be the implementation of the project wherein we conduct pilot testing. So this is the what we call this the implementation of our of the project of the said project. And the fourth phase will be the validation. This includes the system elements, task, and requirements for installation and debugging. So it is mainly for after the execution, the validation will debug if it is if it has an error or something like
Some features not
so
properly.
features or something wala or something na ay kulang, so it will be validated. So mahulog sir nga validation will be the update update sa kuan sa system kung naa may mali. And the last part will be the feedback. So this is the feedback from the client or the customer. Kung gusto lang maingon, it can be used to determine feedbacks from the user reports and suggestions from the client in order to monitor the performance of the system. So that is our methodology, sir.
They
So the data gathered.
So this is the data gathering of our system. So we researchers conducted a survey. So we have 30 respondents, and also we interviewed 2 individuals. So as a result, 27 out of 30 respondents or 90% were interested in using the SchoolKit application.
So this is our Gantt chart, sir. Um, Based on the preparation, we have our preparation, but the prototype is still missing. Wala pa yun, sir.
This is
This is our project phase. So for the first, wala pa mi nag-include sa katong concert. Actually, sir, nagkuha magbase dito sa imong gihatag nga concert. Sa imong gihatag nga kuan.
sample,
Sample
sir,
docu.
research.
And one is our first phase is the project approval. So we conducted our proposed application last week, and we conduct our research, our survey, our interview, and documentation, and we haven't yet
Last time.
consultation.
Oh,
Sa mga sir consultation.
last time. So
And
that's,
So
all,
that's
sir.
that ends
Thank
our
you.
presentation.
Okay, sige, a round of applause, virtual applause for everyone, no? Sige. Wow, so you guys are ready na to your capstone, puhon, no? Sige. So, mo iplano ninyo ni ano niyo sa capstone, i-propose?
Kung madawat siya
madawat.
sa
Kung
budget,
madawat,
sir.
So anyway, just in
Puhon, sir.
case, yeah, just in case dili man madawat, no, at least you know how an application is developed, and anana mo'y idea on what are the things you should do, no, pertaining to the development of an application, right? So medyo I can sense na you are really into it, and there's really a big probability that you can achieve whatever endeavor in the future na inyong buhaton, especially sa inyong mga capstone. So at least we already did it in our app dev, and eventually this the things you will learn from here will be applied to your capstone. So sige, start with, pwede ibalik sa presentation na to. Isa-isahon na to per ano. Sige. Pwede niyo isulat ang comments para ano po, no? Sige, start with the first one. Yun. Okay, sige. So, later na lang ng title, ato na ng usabon. Okay, sige. So, ang naboy, do you have document for this one, no? Manuscript, Nana, wala pa.
Na
Sir.
Okay. You send it to me later, ha. But yan. Okay. So now with regards to the project context, no, ang kulang na lang nato dire is actually we have to include our documents analysis. Di ba you've actually mentioned of different applications earlier, no? So
Sir,
pwede
yes,
to
sir.
niyo himuon as reference, tapos pwede to niyo himuon as inyong puhon sa dili wala man nato gi-appeal as part of AppDev ang kanang gitawag nato og what they call this one kanang review of related literature RRL. So kana mao na inyong buhaton sa capstone, no? Mao na isa sa pinakamadugo na buhaton sa capstone, which is you really have to gather evidences, particularly mga books, no? Mga legit na references na adyo'y copyright, and we say na it is really published. So and then also with regards sa inyong project context dapat ma-discuss nato to sila, no? So yan. So anyway, this is just a summarize of what you will do, right? So yan. Sige. I will can I have the manuscript presented na lang muna? Yung manuscript presentation niyo. Open your manuscript
I
Katong
see, sir.
document.
document. Dito ta mag-focus para nato. Yan.
Moment.
Voice record. Voice record.
Yan. Okay,
Sir,
sige.
sir, pwede may mag-record, sir?
Oh, pwede. Gi-record man po nako ni. Or yeah, tama no para na in your end. Sige. All right. Sige. Okay, next daw. Oh, yeah, very good, no? So, nana mo yung mga inaana and then, ayan. And then, so, check na tong problem statements ninyo. So, with regard to problem statements, I don't know what's your template, no? Or unsay gina-follow sa capstone diha sa unsa ni sa LCC, whether if it's itemized or not, because there are depending on what we call this one, depending on what format do we follow. So na problem statements na naka-paragraph. Okay? Na po problem statements na naka-itemize, and at the same time every item kay is describe or explain. Okay? So like for an instance ganina, no, you intend to explain your problem statements pero it's like you haven't had any explanation. So murag nag-hesitate mo to explain it. Although of course you can explain it, but hello, you're freezing. Are you guys listening? Napamudra? Hello? Hello? Nag-freeze mo. JM? Hello? JM? JM? Hello? Hello? Asa naman sila?
Evening, sir. Okay, masulod, sir.
Oh, okay ra, no problem. They just finished the presentation of their projects pero nawala lagi sila.
Lagi na, sir.
Mm.
Sige, sir.
Sige. Ready na mo?
Pwede gamay, sir.
Wala pa daw sila kabalik.
Nagpa-load pa daw sila, sir.
Ay, nahutdan sila si
Oo.
Sir?
Yes. Oo.
Ay, balik ko
Sorry,
na.
sir.
So, nawa, gano'n mo.
Oh, dun.
Nagpalod ko siya dito.
Nawala inyong internet?
Nawala yun, sir. Nagpaload lang
Unsan?
kayo, may.
Sige, sige, dali na to na lang, sige. Asa naman to yung scanvi manuscript?
Ay. Sir.
I-share screen.
Ay, yato mo din. Wala.
Murag dito siya Gmeet no. Kanang ana siya pagka-upload.
Yes, sir.
Oo, sige. So, let's back where we left off. So, katong about sa problem statements, no? So, if this is like capstone, ako medyo nakulangan lang jud ko sa problem statements ninyo, no? So, if you could like describe more about the problem statements, like unsay meaning ani, unsay pasabot niyo, the person who wants to cook is having a hard time to think of recipes to cook, like any ano lang scenario, no, anything na mag-support ani niya, no. So like also limited ingredients at home, expound lang para we could actually pwede na magbuhat ani mga general statements na in pwede mo mag-research about, or basihan ninyo to inyong ano, like basihan to ninyo inyong di ba nag-conduct man mo research katong survey? Oo, pwede to nyo basihan na 27 out of 30 says that in ana. So based on, okay, one user, o pwede mo ana, no? One respondent said that, o pwede to nyo basihan kay naman mo data ato. So para you could really prove, and you could really prove that this is really something na kailangan na to ma-solve, although dili man urgent, but at least you have the basis on what particular matter are we going to solve or i-address na to, no, because there are people who are experiencing this kind of predicaments, no, or mga problems. Do you get me? Nakuha ninyo?
Yes,
Yes,
po.
sir.
So in ato, no, para at least kasi we as a researchers, we have to tell a story, and by telling them a story that this scenarios are really happening, and it's like convincing them that yeah, there is really a need to address this kind of problems, no. So of course, no, I would really be very honest na dili jud siya ingon urgent na i-solve nato, like syempre ang uban kung maingon tag sa SAD kailangan like i-solve nato particular ilang mga sales and inventory, which is urgent kasi money matters, but with regards to this one dili man jud, no. There's not actually something like rush kasi we can still live without this, tama? I mean,
Yes.
dili affected dal dili kay siya dako og maka-affect sa ato ang daily lives. Pero it's one way or the other, because this will become an added value to the people who are experiencing this kind of problems. Okay? So one way to make it na ma-convince na to ang readers, or because of the surveys that you've conducted, tell them what experiences, no, actual experiences, scenarios that your respondents are actually experiencing, ilahang kumbaga sa Bisaya pa ilang nasinati, no. So tell them istorya to siya, no, inana atong buhaton sa problem statements, and then that is now the time na we proceed with the project goals and objectives. So okay na to sa problem statements.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sige.
sir.
Nato, no? O pwede to nyo basihan inyuhang pwede to nyo basihan ah inyuhang survey. Okay. Sige. So dirita sa general objectives ninyo, no? So ano ho nato ni general objectives, so inanion nato, no, the main or the general objective of the study. So the general objective of the study is to create a cooking recommendation app. So inanaon ninyo, no? So naay introductory part that will recommend recipes based on the available or inputted tapos unsa man ni siya mobile base yan. Oh, pwede mo man it is a mobile based application kay basin matingalas na mobile man dai hindi so wala naka-indicate or is it a web application or is it a mobile based application. So pwede ra pod ninyo ibutang na the main objectives or the general objective of the study is to create a mobile based application. Ana, no? Pwede na ana ang yung pagka-stipulate ana. Mobile-based application that recommends o ana, pwede ana. Pwede po na it's a mobile cook it. No, pwede diretso. The main objective of the study is to create a cook it app which is or tuldok ang colon a mobile-based recommendation o pwede ana. Pwede ana, no? There are actually a lot of state parang pwede nato siya any statements na mas ma-elaborate pa nato siya na we'll start with what the application itself no pwede the title of the application no pwede diretso mo ana okay then this will help those who lacks an experience in cooking including those people who are experienced in cooking who are experienced but can think of the sige i-revise na siguro nato ni sige what do you mean by this one this will help or sige ano lang the said application or the said application will help people who who lacks experience in cooking. Okay, ana. So pwede pa nato na pagapuhon gani pero sige lang at ano lang na at including those people who are asa naman eh.
Wait lang, sir.
So inyong survey questionnaire. Okay, sige.
Oh, wait, sir. Ano, sir?
So medyo na ano lang sa last statement no including those people who are experienced who have siguro no who have experience in cooking who have with past tense ang experience ayan pwede na sige lang okay so now ang next is to achieve sige tama na no researchers decide to develop a system specifically number 1 so let's talk about the number 1 so first natong objective would be to accept ingredients and store it to the repository butay tuda wait ha so pasabot nato aning number 1 objective ninyo is that mag-input mo mga ingredients tama and then store nato sa database and then after which is kanang database mo natong repository of the ingredients tama okay so now mao ni atong basis for doing recommendation tama ba diha mag-base ang application for recommending a recipe tama based sa gi-input okay sige murag naga-freeze na mo murag hina inyong internet sige to accept ingredients and store it to the repository using SQLite database nganong naay or
Ayan. And yan. with along with what?
Sir,
Sir?
Nganong na ay or?
Along with
Hello?
Yes,
sir.
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 Di na, mao na ba ni? Mao na ba ni yung ano? So, asa inyong neural network? Okay. So, ang isa, kasi ang una, okay, ani dapat, number one, okay ko sa number one na ninyo na objective, no? So, which is, unsay buhaton ni TensorFlow? Mag-accept lang man ta, then store na to sa, mag-store ta sa,
Ay, so, kanila sa ask.
okay na na.
Kana, sir.
Tanggalan na na. Okay, to accept ingredients, pwede ganito accept ingredients as the repository of data or as the repository using SQLite database. Sige, kana lang to accept ingredients and store it, ano na lang pa, ano na to, usbo na to accept ingredients sige, ito kong giingon and hello. Medyo naga-freeze naman mo, no? Kasi gusto na whatever kung unsa man ang naa sa inyong framework, dapat mauto ang mag-reflect dapat diri. So i-check na to inyong framework. Tan-aw natin yung framework be. Like I want to look at your framework first. Kasi dapat kaning objective nimo morning mag-reflect dito sa framework.
Dungog, sir.
Sir.
Oo, madungog to pero medyo naga-freeze gamay.
Ako kayo image.
Nakita na, sir.
Nakita na, sir.
Text ay word lang akong nakita. Ayun, ara. So, ayan. Unsa man ni sunod ana na unsa man ni siya na first ninyo. Di ba ang explanation ninyo ani ganina is siya og unsa to like unsa yang favorites, no, mga preferred na mga recipe, tama ba? Appeal man to dire, di ba?
Yes.
So asa na part sa inyong first objective na makita sa framework na mag-accept ko og mga ingredients?
Pili sa siya category kung sa
First na, sir.
Ako na lang,
Personal information.
send me your document be kay ako'y mag-share screen para mas dali. Sa Facebook lang or okay unsa man?
yes, sir.
Sige.
Delete. Dali.
Nana, na-send na ninyo? Wala pa.
Wait sa sir.
Sige. Kasi mahutdan na po data karon.
Nasend na, sir.
Send
Ah,
sir.
send na. I-check na ko. Ayun, o sige. Ako na lang share screen. So maghimo na lang tag mga drive, himo na kog drive kung asa nyo i-store inyong mga sana. Sige ha. So I'll be the one to do share screening na ha. Para di na kayo mo bugat inyong buhaton, maminaw lang mo, magtan-aw lang. Sige, okay. Okay, sige. Makita ninyo ako ang i-share screen?
Please.
Wala.
Wala.
So sir.
Wala?
Word.
Ano man na?
Ay,
Ayan.
Unsa man jud? Late inyo.
sir.
Sige. So, yan. Okay. So, kani atong buhaton. First, inyong objective is kung unsay nag-reflect sa inyong project framework, which is una kani, di ba? Input. So, kana, no? Input. Okay, wait. Lagi ko kay ay di na ko ma-edit kasi di na ko ma-edit, guys. Di ko ka-edit, di ko ka-type. Kay kung daw, unsa daw ni? Di ko ka-edit. So, para maka-edit ko, i-save nato ni save as. Yan, okay. So, first natong objective will be to input. Ayun, gyapon sa pa ni? Ayun, input, no? So, sige, ato na lang ayoson. So, to sa inyong base sa inyong ano 3 is to okay, to accept to mag-create siya og unsay need nganong required pa siya na mag-create og personal information para sa inyo ha? Why is it required?
Kuan sir kanang amo ang purpose dara sir kay kanang mag-on siya og anang account niya sir ba? Email, yung email o password or something like kung naka-create na siya, i-detect lang sir kung kaning account is nana ba or wala. Kung wala, mag-create siya ana sir ba?
So importante jud na naay account. Like if ako sa phone nako, ako ra may mogamit ana na phone, required jud na ako'y account na magamit ana na app.
Yes, sir. Kaya naman
Yes,
ni
sir.
feature nga mag-add siya recipe, sir, kung gusto niya.
Okay, sige. So, mura siya maghimo siya profile, right?
Yes po.
Okay, to allow I don't know kung tama akong pagkaano, to allow or to allow the allow the user to allow the user create profile. So mao ni siya ang una, then dungagi ninyo sa man ang ihang na profiling kay inyong gingon na kato, di ba, mag ano siya og mga favorites niya, tama, mga preferred na preferred recipe, something like that. Di ba namoy mga inana? And katong account management. Okay? So tama. Okay? And then again, you use the SQLite database. Okay, tama?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
O sige. So that's your number 1. Number 2, so ang number 2 is after naka-create siya og profile niya, sa inyong application maka-create na din ko og ingredients, pwede na ko mag-input og ingredients and i-store pud siya sa SQLite. So kani wala na ni. Tama?
Yes.
Tama ba
Yes,
ko?
sir.
Kay wala may no need man of the OCR diha first, tama? Kay i-input man ka ni, accept. Or
Sir, sir. Kanang
isa,
duhamon kabuk ang approach ko na mo, sir.
duha. So asa to?
Kana,
Kani
sir.
o
Kana, sir.
kani. Okay. Sige. So asa man to? To accept ingredients, wait ha, ato saning itanggal. Through via unsa ba via or through unsay nice ana no, pili lang mo dra, through entering or inputting unsay kamo papili lang gyapon mo ha, inputting ingredients and through inputting ingredients or unsa to isa unsa man inyong nasa dire object unsa man ni capturing recognition, detection o sa man
Detections.
or image detection kay picturean.
Yes, sir.
Sir, unsay kuan sir kung magi sir? Amo sir kay scan or nag-con sir image po or scan. Mamaura ba sila sir? Or lahi?
Pwede po scan through image scanning ana yung pasabot scan.
Pwede, sir.
Kung scan man good, mag-browse, something like browsing. So mas okay siguro kung
Mag-detect lang sir og image sir no.
image first is kuan na lang siguro. This is to kung di niya ma-detect di ay what if di niya ma-detect, so siguro kuan na lang to mag-accept pa man ta no, mag-accept ug di ba you've told me na lahi ang recognition ug lahi ang detection, tama ba?
Yes sir.
So first is so unsa ito ang inyong explanation about recognition and detection? Ang recognition is the output or the outcome of
Kuan sir, ang recognition sir is muna siya ang mag-classify sa image kung unsay pangalan unsa nga class.
So mao na ang recognition.
Yes sir.
Ang detection
Sir is igo lang siya mag-detect sa object tapos mawagi pa siya og segmentation para ma-divide siya into regions. Ana sir. So once
okay, so atong buhaton dire is maka-accept sa ingredients og or maka-detect, no? Tama?
yes sir.
Okay. And then detect image tapos using katuna unsa man yung gamit using
TensorFlow.
TensorFlow ba yung gamiton pag detect? Di ba OCR? Unsa to?
Kuan sir kanang nag-research man gud mi sir about sa kanang kuan sir kanang object recognition of detection. Ana sila sir kay busa ka maka-implement og kuan object detection. Kinahanglan ka mag-implement sa og kanang API like TensorFlow, OpenCV, NumPy, depende sa mo sir.
Oo. Because mao na atong gamiton na mga API.
Yes sir, TensorFlow.
So para ma-recognize na niya kung para ma-classify niya ang isa ka image na detect based on what it is captured, di ba?
Mawagi pa siya og deep learning sir dito sa model.
Oo. So, ang atong buhaton dire is to accept ingredients through entering ingredients or to ano ba, to detect image. Sa may nais ninyo na ano na to, detect image using CR.
Image detection yata, sir.
Hmm?
Image or image detect.
Input sa ta para para naay ma-capture inyong application. So, 'di ba, ang capturing sa inyo
Sir,
ang app ang ang capturing man jud sa inyo. So, kung OCR pwede wala na mo'y OCR. Napa ba'y OCR?
kuan man gud sir ang OCR sir kay nag-research me for kuan lang sir
Text
kanang
lang, text.
text conversion sir.
Sa from image na
So,
image siya pero text into text, 'di ba ana?
sa
So
computer
dili
sir.
dili siya mag-recognize og mga images like kung apple, fruits, mga ana. Oo. Sige. So you don't use OCR or will you?
Dili na sir.
So wala na ng OCR. Okay, wala man na dire. So wala na ang OCR, okay? So to accept ingredients or via or through entering ano na, to accept ingredients via or through inputting wait lang, pangit. To accept ingredients through entering or ano na lang, unsay laing terms sa ano, image, ayaw sa nang detect image or kanang mag-i-capture ba kanang picturean, di ba? Picturean manin nato.
Image
Oh.
image capturing.
Through picture taking. Through image.
Picture.
Through image na sana. Okay. So, ngita lang tayo. To, nalibog na noon ko. To accept ingredients via or through either input ingredients or via or through image or sa ba? Or image. Sige, ato na lang sang i-ano ha, capturing or via camera na lang dahil, di ba?
Mobile.
Tama?
Yes, sir.
Or to accept ingredients.
Kuan sir, image detect shown through camera.
Ayaw sa nang detection. Kasi capturing sa taba kanang paon sa i-capture sa application. Image, sige, image na lang sa ano, using unsa to? Using TensorFlow API TensorFlow API for so unsay ginaano ani for detection, classification,
For object sir, object detection.
classificate for detection. Sige, detection, classification, and recognition of object. Okay? So kana. How is that?
Okay sir.
Okay. So dili lang na part kanilang. So ang gusto nako mahitabo dira is ang inyuhang program makita na mag-accept siya through mag-enter ko og ingredients or through picturean nako ang ingredients. Di ba? Mao ba ninyong gusto, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Tapos katong sa image kay magamit ta og TensorFlow API for detection, classification, and recognition of object para murag naay idea unsay ginabuhat aning TensorFlow. Okay? And then bahalag later na nato siya i-further discuss. Okay, nakuha na to?
Yes sir.
Okay, of an object. Pwede object or image dira unsa ba? Okay. So wala pa tay mga recommendations. So nanatay profiling. So mo ni inyong number 1 profiling. Sunod image recognition. Okay? Then third is recommendation. So you have to recommend a recipe using hybrid recommendation system with convolutional neural network object recognition algorithm along with TensorFlow API to recipe using hybrid recommendation system. Unsa ni kaning hybrid recommendation system is under ni sa CNN.
Kuan sir,
Nag,
type
nag,
of kuan sir,
Recommendation
recommendation.
system.
di ba nag-type naman mo ganina asa to? Kani?
Hybrid sir na sir. Ay, kuan sir for detecting lang man sir na parang
Kaning
TensorFlow.
RCNN niyo unsa man eh?
Kuan sir for
Detection.
detecting sir.
So dito ninyo ni ibutang asa naman to? TensorFlow APIs unsa ba? Tama, RCNN or image using RCN TensorFlow API. RCNN TensorFlow o RCNNs murag it's part of the package of TensorFlow kani si RCNN in the TensorFlow. Tama.
Yes, sir.
So meaning RCNN is a subset of TensorFlow API. Meaning pag magamit mo TensorFlow API, magamit mo ni akong RCNN akong gamiton. Is that what you meant?
Kuan sir kanang nag-research ko about sa RCNN sir and ang nigawa sir is model lang sa sir. Daghan siya kuan sir, model lang. Tapos ang
RCNN
gamiton
model.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Using RCNN model of TensorFlow API. Ana. Para klaro.
Yes, sir.
Tama na. So meaning TensorFlow it's a machine learning model. RCNN is a machine learning model under TensorFlow API, which is used for detection, classification, and recognition of an object. Is that what you meant?
Di ba ang TensorFlow is under siya sa RCNN?
Dili.
Dili.
Ang RCNN ay
API, ang TensorFlow, it's Python, ano man guna siya sa API o library. Tapos na ay mga machine learning under it. Isa dra sa machine learning is kana si RCNN, CNN, RNN katong giingon guna ko.
Kanang ResNet sir, kanang ResNet 50 sir. Paano magyapon na sir model magyapon?
REST API.
ResNet sir. ResNet nga po. ResNet 50.
REST API siguro yung pasabot.
API na sir. Architecture mo nakabutang sir.
Mga REST API o architecture na REST API. Sige, unsa man mo gamit mo ana?
Dili sir. Ko lang sir kanang basis naman sir wa. Ngita
Okay.
lang pud mismo.
So, okay, nanatay for detection and recognition mo nang number 2 na to. Okay, number 3 ninyo na is to create to recommend a recipe using hybrid recommendation system. So hybrid recommendation system jud iyahang pangalan.
Yes sir, hybrid approach or hybrid recommendation system. Actually sir, tulo na nakabook sir.
Mas okay siya na approach.
Okay sir.
Okay, to recommend a recipe using kasi using napat naton in convolutional instead of using dire to recommend a recipe sa may other term na to na to recommend a recipe
Through hybrid recommendation approach.
Okay, through hybrid recommendation approach using kay ang gamiton man gud nato si CNN, di ba? Kay under man ni si hybrid recommendation, it's an approach of CNN. Okay? So kani yung kuan idagko ni kay noun man ni. Okay. Network. CNN. Then kani asa man ni? So which is after ninyo after after mo magamit og RCNN under TensorFlow, magamit dayon mo og recommendation na using convolutional network. So wala na ni. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Through convolutional neural network unsa man ni model. Okay, deep learning, machine learning, okay. ML or machine learning model. O yan. Para mas gwapo paminawon, di ba? Okay. Sige, next. Unsa maning accuracy? Wala man ako ni nakita sa inyohang dire.
Ay, kuan sir kanang
Sa
sa
output.
output na sir.
So inyo ha pang i-measure, mag-train mo model. So kani manggod is i-train pa ninyo ang model kung kani ba si hybrid recommendation approach kay effective ba or not. So napa mo evaluation ina na inyong buhaton o CS na inyong approach.
Nagina pa daw sir.
CS na siya. I-prove ninyo kung unsa ka accurate or unsa ka effective ang isa ka machine learning, unsa ka effective ni si CNN kaning hybrid recommendation approach under CNN. CS na siya kung inana inyong buhaton kaning number 4 ninyo.
Ano na lang kaya sir kanang among approach sir kay magamit lang Mr. dili na mo i-prove ang yang kuan.
Ana na lang, no? So
Yes, sir.
dili na accurate or something like to provide unsa man yung i-provide dire like asa di ba na anatay kato inyong to provide a
Recipe na siguro.
kato
Based on inputted ingredients.
to provide a recipe, a list of recipes, or to display a list or to display a recommended recipes to provide or to show a list of recipe or a recommended recipe na lang siguro.
Yes, sir. Mas
Sa to inyong dire kay dili ta mag-base para di na ni mausbon kasi kung otherwise usbon nato ni hybrid recommendation system kato which is sa cookit ninyo asa naman to ayan to asa may nice to provide a list of recommended recipe sige recommended recipe to provide a list of recommended recipe
based on the inputted ingredients. Wala on mo siguro ng system sir.
Ayaw na lang ni. So wait lang para dili to provide a list of recommended recipe
Magbase mo siya sa inputted ingredients from the user and object recognition.
Ayaw na to provide a list of recommended recipe ano na ni as is na mag-provide siya recommended recipe kay mao man ni ang process na iyang gikuha, di ba? Ayaw na ng base. Ayan. To provide a recommended recipe and unsa pa may gusto nyo ibutang didto.
and its procedure.
And unsa man kanang show like naa siya procedure
Yes. Use.
Katong nakalink na sa
Sir, saan dito sir katong ingon ka sir ba nga
Web
i-link
Chrome.
sa web Chrome.
oo.
Kuan man mo na sir kanang Flutter nga kuan.
Dili to. Lahi to. Fetching Flutter kay programming language maguna siya na mag framework na sa pagkibog sa mobile. Flutter.
Under siya sa kuan sir Android Studio.
Wait lang. Mo maginato mo.
Mag-link na lang kita.
Ang gusto nito
Okay.
sir kay kanang mag-link lang ta sir ba sa internet sir og
O
information
lagi no, o kadto dapat
input.
mao to ang lacking sa inyong diri, mausab to yung framework, wala mo in ato.
Sa mo to sir wala may once nag-research me scroll wala may mo ko sir. Munta mo ng pangutana sa mo sir.
NLP mo na siya, natural language processing. So mangita mog API na NLP na mog web crawl. Natural language processing, NLP na siya. So kadto di ay unless kung inyuha lang is unsa man picturean lang ninyo. Ay picturean ka nang i-input lang lain no? I-input lang po yung isa-isa.
Daghan kay sir.
So naday tay isa ka kuan kulang. Asa na to? Mura diri nato siya ibutang ikaduha to create a parang repository of recipe. Kanang collection of recipe ba? To create repository recipe management na lang. Parang recipe management using kani natural NLP ni siya. Pag i-search ninyo ning natural language processing for kay kamo may makabuot ana unsa inyong buhaton di man ko maka-push. So pero NLP na no for doing web crawling. So naay mga
Unsay sample nga mga NLP sir? Nakay naibal-an sir.
Kuan sentiment analysis. NLP sentiment analysis. Kaning sentiment analysis kay di ba mag-post ang tayo mga post sa Facebook or sa website. Okay? Example inani ang ginabuhat sa sentiments analysis. Naay mag-post sa Facebook o let's say presidential about presidents yang gi-post about kay Marcos. So i-detect niya kung positive or negative. Okay? After ano na niya na positive or negative, so in favor of Marcos. So sentiment kaya lang sentiment analysis na siya, which is dili na mao example na siya of NLP, meaning ma-detect niya kung unsay sentiment sa tao. So sa inyo kay i-gather lang niya. So mag-gather mo og mga cookbook, mag-gather mo og mga ano ba like post ba sa online. Pwede man po dili noon mo mag NLP or web crawl, like mag-gather lang mo og mga resources from internet. Web crawl man gyapon ko'y tawag nato ana.
Tapos equal lang sir, pwede link lang sir, i-reference na sir.
Pero dapat kung link man gud inyong i-reference, ang mahitabo na is inyong i-direct lang po dyan sa link.
Kanang pareha sa sponsor kanang YouTube sir, katay video sir, kanang gusto na mo kuhaan sa YouTube para sa ko.
Kung YouTube maglisod mo ana, mas store ninyo sa inyong database dili. I-link lang siya na mao ning instruction.
Bali, kung sa yung message, siya na automatic manita.
Yes. Kung unsa bali
base sa ingredients.
Dili na ta magbutang sa tong database o
dili ka na i-link lang niya.
Wala na ibutang sa database nila.
Wala.
Pwede.
Kanana sir ba? Pwede na sir.
Ay na lang yung ibutang sa inyong kuat. Kay para di na mo maginani. Ay na lang mag recipe management pa mo. Unsa man yung gusto jud? Sa yung kanay akong question sa yung
Go answer kanang nagkuan gud sir sa way of storing the data sets data sir kay katong imong giingon sir nga i-link na lang namo para dili may magtagi-tagi og input sa kuan mga data sa
Oh,
database.
which is mas nice mo siya.
Uyon mi ato sir unya ang problema namo sir unsa na mo pag-implement kaya unsa imong gamiton. Uyon mi kabalo sa niya. Nakalimot pud mi sa imong kuan sir giingon nga NLP mo to nga. Karon na-clarify na mo i-research lang namo sir NLP.
Oo, isa sa mga ano sentiments analysis, mga projections, kana gayong ano niya ba i-detect niya kung unsay kaning sentiments analysis is based on feelings man guni siya.
Sentiment.
Oo, ang web crawling po kani pong NLP na may mga web crawling API na pwede na to magamit kung unsa lang ato ang i-capture kay ang kani manggong web crawling ang iyang ginabuhat manggod kay na-filtration kung sa inyong kwaon inyong kwaon. Tapos after filtration, data cleaning. Ma-clean ninyo nga kani dili man ni pang cookbook kuan lang ni joke lang so pwede din ninyo i-appeal. So pero ang ano lang jud ani medyo lisod. Lisod ni siya kay daghan na biya mog buhaton na namuani, napamuani. Ano sa bagay API lang man inyong gamiton po inyo ra man ang i-copy paste ang code or inyo ra man ang inyo ra man na siyang ibutang as your library. Oo, okay ra. So i-leave na ko na sa inyo kung gusto mo inana no. Maghimo mo og recipe management using ani blah 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 para kay niingon biya mo nga even wala nay internet kay makagamit gihapon mo sa application. Tama ba ko?
Offline.
Sir, dili na makagamit og scan.
Para makagamit mo offline, mao ni inyo para sa offline. Nakita na to. Yan, okay? So sige, i-leave sa nato na ha. Anyway, this is still ano pa man on process pa man ni of development. So sige, kaning to provide a list of recommended recipe and unsa man procedure, process and unsa procedure. So i-ano niyo kung mag-display pa siya procedure, process. Kamo na i-ano ha pagwapo ani process. Tapos kung 'di ba naman ay nakabutang 1 cup of inani, 1 cup of blah blah blah.
Measurements.
Measurement. Siyempre kailangan nato na kay unsaon naman lang ana. So provide a list of recommended recipe with procedure, process and measurement, something like that. Kay mayon tag recipe, kasi recipe lang wa ta kabalo kung unsay measurement ato. Mali gyapon ang pagluto, no? Dapat na procedure. Ayan. So ano ninyo ni ha, i-incorporate ninyo ni kani gusto yun ko ani kay syempre mao man ni ang pinaka ano sa inyong database sa inyong application. So di ba nakuha niyo ang process gikan sa paghimo og profile based sa imong preference. And then unya na i-leave sa nato na kay this is for offline. Mao ni akong giingon gamit mo inani kay gusto ko na mention pa jud mo offline, okay? So i-research na ninyo kung kaya ninyo na or not, okay? So or naapay mo API na free magamit bahala lang kung dili tanan naman syempre pag free ang API di man ninyo ano jud tanan pwede ra man mo mag-andog mga limited lang yung data sets pero at least for practice no. Okay. Tapos kani for recognition, kani for recommendation, kani based sa gi-recommend, based sa gi-recognize o gi-recommend, mag-provide na dayon mo og recipe. Yan. So tapos okay, kung inana na mo 5 ka objectives. Nakuha, nagkasinabot ha?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Alright, inana. Okay, now, ang kani dire inyuhang okay na tani. So kani class, kani inyuhang framework okay kay pwede ran man yun iisa. Iisa sila. Like kani dire, pwede man ni didto pod appeal. Yan yung isa di na no need na off unsa na. No need na siya og duhaon kay pareha lang man di ba? Namoy SQLite. Ana lang isa dire profile tapos iana arrow padulong dire. Nakuha?
Okay po.
Yes sir.
Ana lang. And then syempre mag-base ani jud siya whatever inyong gigamit dire, unsa inyong gibutang diri sa objectives, mao po na ang mag-reflect diri sa inyong framework. That is why ginatawag siya project framework, input, process, and output. Kay kung unsa to yung goal, unsa to yung objectives, mao tong makita diri. Tapos technically na mga tools na gigamit ninyo, machine learning, model, approach, makita po, di ba? Kung ako po mag-present ko ani akong project like sa inyong gibuhat, no, nakita nako that you are really well versed because klaro og nakasabot mo sa inyong objectives, I mean sa framework. By just looking at your framework, it's very understandable na mao ni inyong gusto na buhaton. So kaya lang syempre namantay gidungag, so mao to inyong buhaton dire. Like kani, no, kani siya, particularly kani. The rest kay okay na siya. Ayan, pwede mo magbutang diri og kani kay sa cook-it, i-itemize ninyo ingredients, recipe, ingredients, process, then procedure. Procedure o sa to, measurement para naay murag ano ba unsay i-display sa cook-it na algorithm, cook-it na application. Nakuha? Hello? Hello? Wa na po. Hello guys. Hello? Hello? Asa naman sila nang na sila? Hmm? Wa na daw sila i-load? Nahutdan sila load? Imo hapod Mark, murag di pud klaro imong internet. Mag medyo mura kag robot. Sige. Asa na to sila? Di ko kapadayon ani ron. Ko na lang i-message diri.
Sir,
Sir, nawala.
Yes.
nag-burn out, sir.
Out na mo, sir.
Nag-brown.
Malas yung kayo, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Sige lang. Okay, sige. Wa nyo nakuha akong giingon. Anyway, karon diri kay sa cook-it. Guys, diri sa cook-it, butangin nyo diri og kuan. Kato kaning gibutang nato diri like
Ay, sir,
Sir.
set.
hello.
Okay po.
Hala, brown out. Brown out. Ya, unsaon man eh. Okay ra padayon ta?
Okay na, sir. Sige lang, sir.
Dalion na lang nato ni, dalion. Diri sa cook-it, pwede mo mag-itemize diri kanang igagmay lang gud, igagmay lang siya. Like na diri ang recipe, list of recipe, tapos dash na pod recommended recipe, tapos sunod ingredients, tapos procedure, measurement. Anaan ninyo para para mas ma-elaborate jud na mao na i-display sa cook-it nato.
Okay.
Sige, sir.
Okay, sige. And then okay na ko diri no, wala problem because again this is based on what you have conducted na research in scanning. Idungag na lang ninyo si unsay process ni RCNN sa pag-detect. Mao naman to no? Mao na ba ni?
Yes, sir.
Okay. unsay process sa recommendation kanang hybrid wala wala mo ana.
Opo.
Yes, sir.
Para makapakita po nato na unsay ginabuhat ana inaani gihapon like naman yun na image sa unsay first figure, second figure ana. So step 1, step 2 unsay process ana niya. Okay, sige. And then dirito nakabutang yung offline asa to. Dili ba to? Asa goals dito ay sa to niyo nabutang inyong offline basta na koy na mention ito. Okay, kani pakiusab. Ayaw mo pangupya, inyo na ning ikopya no.
Ay, amo sir.
Ang design ay
ang design lang, sir.
lang sir pero ang kanang
Ang-
sulod niya kay
Amo ana sir.
Kani inyo ni.
Yes, sir.
yes sir.
Amo ana sir.
Gilisan na
Pero
Okay,
okay,
paghimo mo inyuha nga inyuha ayaw na inani ha.
okay sir.
Kay kung ma-publish ni siya, mabasin ma-copyright ta, makasuhan noon mo. Gikan man sa internet, dili ta pwede mo gamit. Okay. Paghimo mo sarili yung design, tapos pag-design ninyo sa inyuha, saan man ako ni pagsulat. Wait, naman ko application diri na pangsulat. Wait. Ayun, tara. Asa yun? Wait ha. Grabe. Yun. Napi. Sige. Kani siya si... Wait. Wait lang ha. So, kanina part dire, makita ninyo?
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait ha. Okay. Hindi lang yung kasulat. Dapat makasulat ko. Wait. So, diri na part. Uy, ano man eh. Ay na lang, di man mo gana. Anyway, so i-revise ninyo ni siya na inyuha, no? Preparation, okay lang, prototype, execution, validation, and recipe. Pero dungagan ninyo og something na dire unsay ako na lang ibutang insert na lang nako. So, insert butang mog isa ka ano na part. So, probably kay para mas favor siya ang preparation ibutang murag yana ninyo gamay. Unsa ba? Basta kani siya dapat magbutang sa preparation padulong ana. So,
Yes sir.
oo. So, tapos ibutang yun dire. Wait as project start or start of project or project kick-off. So, ayan. Okay. And then, so meaning, diha mo musulod. Okay, para kabalo ko kay kung guys, kay kung inani inyong ipakita ang sa inyong methodology, meaning to say ana, di mo mahuman sige mo tuyok dira, wala mo asa mo nag-start. Wala sure asa mo nag-start. Oo. So dapat na sure sure ta ipakita na to although mao na yung mga mali or mistakes na giano sa mga methodology or sa software engineering kay dili ano pa like agile methodology mao ning agile pero the question there is asa magsugod so dire entry morning entry point okay and then after that mugawas pud mo
pero wala may sudlanan. Dapat na may kani.
dapat mahibal-an asa nagsugod tapos asa pud mo mahuman asa man ni dapit. So asa man mo mag-stop sa after sa sigig tuyok-tuyok ninyo, prepare, prototype, sugikan sa feedback. Tapos once everything is all set and okay, dire na dahil butangan dahil yun. Dire mo meaning dire mo mag-stop. So project closure. Kay application man dapat na i-closure sa project. Dili siya dapat mag-end mo at a certain point. Okay? Pero namoy cycle na magbalik-balik and then mag-end mo at a certain point. Kay kung inana, meaning dili mo mag-end unless kung nagtrabaho mo sa isa ka company and then kamo naga-maintain. So namoy maintenance and then dili mo mag-stop sa project. Nakuha, di ba na may mga project na dili humanon?
Yes, sir.
Oo. So inana ang pag-plan ninyo. So asa man mo sa validation ba once ma-validate na okay na siya, na accepted na o di project closure. So usually diretso na sa validation. Upon validation, kung dili pa gani, balik na pod. Pero pag okay na, medyo okay na tanan, dire mo muhawa sa validation. So sure na ay certain exit point na sa validation na part diha mo muhawa. Nakuha?
Yes, sir.
Ayan.
Balik ng
Balik na, sir.
kurinti.
Okay, that's good. Okay, sige. So, and then, kana inyong project, appeal ni siya sa phase ha? Project phase. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kani nga phase mo ning iteration ninyo. Okay, sige. And then, now, so good kay namoy data gathering, no? So, unta tinuod ni.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tinuod
Tinuod na,
na,
sir.
sir.
Tinood na, sir.
Survey na.
Survey ng
Maayo. Okay, so karon kaninyohang kani siya dungagi lang nig phase na asa to? Project kick-off o project closure. Okay, dungagi lang ninyo ni ha. So kano
Yes,
sa man
sir.
mo nag-start sa project, kano sa man mo mag-close? Expected na humanon ninyo. Kay kung dire maulan na imbasihan, wala jud tay human, tama? Nakita niyo, di mo mahuman ani.
Yes, sir.
Oo, okay. So, tapos, tama ni inyong gibuhat. Actually, I commend this na mag-start good mo gihapon sa project kick-off. So, unsa man yung gibuhat sa project kick-off, kato lang nag-brainstorm, present mo og kanang inyuhang project context. Pwede to in ato. So, mo to sa inyong project kick-off and then after which preparation dayon, prototype, execution, validation. Kay kaning preparation it's like na-approve na. So, prepare na mo related sa unsa tong na-approve ninyo na project. So, mao na to focus na mo sa project ninyo. Okay? And then project closure. Okay? So, sa inyong buhaton sa project closure, nami unsa project completion unsa ba project completion namoy mga unsa man minyong buhaton ana na signing of project signing of MOA or whatever inyong gusto buhaton ana, okay, sa project closure, contract pa yan. And mao lang ba niya akong required so far pa?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So now medyo makarelax-relax na mo sa inyong sa inyong si tawag na to ani karong Holy Week. Okay, pero i-ano to ninyo ha, unsa to ninyo ako mga recommended, okay?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, magpasa mi ko sab, sir. Kung tayo, sir, nanami
Oo, i-submit na niyo para mag-grade na nako kasi ang grade nako karon based sa inyong presentation.
Okay po.
Okay. So karon i-send na ko ni sa inyo ha or namoy copy ani?
Ay,
Sir,
pwede
i-send lang na mo.
Sige, send na ko. All right. Sige, mag-breakout session sa ta everyone, no? So mag-breakout session sa ta, i-accept. So unahon nako si breakout room sa ta ha. Ay, naman day mo dira tanan no sa adto sa mo sa kisay una, kisay gusto mo una.
Saan? Para asa, sir?
Para sa, sir.
Nalang ko i-verify every member.
Kamong gawas.
Ay,
Sige, ikaw na lang na.
Ay, si Rian.
ikaw na una.
Ako na?
Oo.
Oh, sige, kasama mo.
Dito, malayo mi.
Malayo.
Palayo dapat, palayo.
Kasi nga.
Evening, sir.
Sige. So, kinsa may una? Si
Ako, Sir John Mark, sir. Dulce.
Dulce. Naman sila ko ano? Amado, Arnick, ug Gerald. Lahi ni sila, no?
Ay, si Mado, sir, na nasa gawa, sir.
Okay. So,
Brother Yasel.
kisa man akong i-add to Gerald. Wait.
Ay,
Si
sir, kanilang kay Mado, sir. Kay Mado man, sir.
Si
Kay Mado.
Amado. Okay, sige. I-add to ta ka sa i-accept ha. Kaya na i-accept sa.
Sa ni pag-accept, sir. Wala lagi, sir.
Wala accept.
Wala, sir.
Sige daw.
Wala.
Sure.
One, sir. Ay, the breakout room session has started. You will be
Ana. Kana. Oo.
Dunggan.
ang signal, sir. Sorry, sir.
Amado.
Ay,
So,
sir.
balik tag solo dito.
Nawala ang signal, sir.
Sige, join dito, join.
Wala, sir. Wala. Ay, kuan, sir. Pareha ganina, sir. Wala.
Wala.
Sir.
Wala si sir.
Or nag-join.
Naman si Amado. Sulod na ka, na ka?
Wala may nakabutang, sir.
Join room. Room 1. Room 1.
Wala, sir.
Ha? Wala?
Wala yung nakabutang, sir.
Amado. Sige, assign. Sige, okay na? I-accept.
Kuan, sir. Within 10 seconds.
Sige.
Part. Hinay yung signal, no?
Putol-putol, Bart. Putol.
Dili man. Dili man kayo.
Wala pa naka-BM ba eh? Lenero Bredo.
Sagarat imong lingog part.
Ay lang, wait lang. Tanggalan ako ni isa na ako isa. Kana, dungga na.
Oh,
Kana, dungga. Dili putol-putol.
dili naman.
Sige. Ay, asa naman sila?
Sila.
Nawa naman si Amado. Asa naman to? Amado? Gerald? Kisa ganito? Amado? Di lagi mo tingog imuha dito.
Wala yun, sir. Ambot, sir. Ngano, sir? Dili. Wala po
Mm,
siya. Wala siya button, sir. Wala siya. Black lang yun. Pure black.